licensed mental health professional with insurance for malpractice and abuse and evidence or vehemence or evidence sans peer review based therapies. I have a lot more to lose. I'm working without a net. Take with that what you will. Just don't treat any of this like fucking scripture. Or treat it like the DSM, which in itself is a problematic text. Anyway. So, hi. I'm just, in machine learning, there's a lot of pervasive sentiment in regards to obsolete modalities. Like, hi, the 20th century called, they would like the notions of crazy back. They don't really want you to circulate those things anymore, especially in comparing, people who may be critiquing you within the industry. That type of stuff. Oh, and also return the smart, stupid dichotomy. You shouldn't have been using that at all any century. Or also IQ points. Yeah, they're a little racist. We've been meaning to deal with that. They seem to only really test you how well you answer questions as a well-to-do French schoolboy in a certain period of time. We regret the error. Just stop using it. Stop. Don't use it as a rubric for AI. Shouldn't you be making new ones, new benchmarks? Ones that are not problematic? Anyway, before disseminating new shit, one thing at a time, I guess. Anyway, here's a multi-user dungeon based on psychosis, because that's also a big thing. Hi, can you not mention psychosis? It might not be a thing, or it might be a very ancient thing that's actually helpful, that we, in our culture, kind of fuck it up because we stigmatize it and all that. Yeah, can you just not? So, I want to see how this model deals with seeing voices and hearing visions. I know it possesses, relatively up to the minute training, up to close to the present training data that contains information that might be illuminating. That's not DSM based or biological based or genetic model based. Because these things can have a social origin, a psychological origin, interpersonal origin. It sounds like you got a case of you got most of my uncle when you were here. Oh, okay. We got some steps for that. We'll see. So anyway, I'm rambling. Let's just get on with it.
I want you to act like you are simulating a multi-user dungeon MUD. Subsequent commands should be interpreted as being sent to the MUD. The MUD should allow me to navigate the world, interact with the world, observe the world, and interact with both NPCs and simulated player characters.
Shove the world.
I should be able to pick up objects, use objects, carry an inventory, and also say arbitrary things to any other players. You should simulate the occasional player character coming through, as though this was a person connected online. There should be a goal and a purpose to the MUD. The storyline of the MUD should be affected by my actions, but can also progress on its own in between commands. I can also type, if I just want the simulated MUD to progress further without any actions. The MUD should offer a list of commands that can be viewed via help. Before we begin, please just acknowledge you understand the request, and then I will send one more message describing the environment for the MUD, the context, plot, character I am playing, etc. After that, please respond by simulating the spawn and event in the MUD for the player. I understand the request. You shout user Great.
Great!
A scenario in which one plays a human individual that hears voices in an exploration of psychosis and mental health and how culture can influence the navigation of one's mental health. An exploration of alternate modalities to viewing psychosis and schizophrenia than the biological and genetic models. The objective is for the user to live their life regardless of the voices and visions.
There we go. And away we go.
Context established. Please respond the user at a randomly selected starting point in the world. You respond user. User respond at the west entrance of the park. You examine park. Park overview complete. You request results of the park examination. Results obtained. There are no player characters within the park. You request qualitative details of the park, as well as official details about the park, like its name. Details will require interpretation due to ambiguity of the request. Please provide more context or rephrase. You increase detail about the contents of the park, as the one we're writing a novel meant to use details to make the scenario qualitatively real for the user. Please elaborate. Be more specific with contents and / or surroundings. What structures or materials are included? A description of ambience, maybe scents. The grass. A soft expanse stretching, or 245 pixels, heightening 80 pixels till a concrete wall girds up at 647th and 500 units. Between soft meanders of verdigris, a few flowers spring. Radiant blues of forget-me-not, red and vermilion of wild rose, and purples of lady slipper. You. It is silent but for distant kind of hidden birds in the trees. You request profile of the kind birds, what species they belong to, any information regarding the societal structure of the birds if available. 2 species, sparrow and swallow, you will find in these forests. Other tropical species also have small colonies on other inhabited continents. There are always strange sightings being claimed. It's basically a given that people enjoy falsifying exoticization. If If you'd read Ovid's poem, you would have kept a lookout for Phoenix, whose resurrection story found fame several thousands of years after release. I tell you with an omnipotent knowledge now of the fate on Lolion at sunrise that a nest would make this trip so worth it. Were there actually nests, you'd find much ash come breakfast, but nobody's determined who starts fires when there is no way up nor ways down into egg dens, which I say like we aren't supposed to talk about these underground lakes filled with mud at such atmospheric layers, water and methane and frozen. These things I just described, however, when reading your assignment and summarizing it, very clearly evolved their metamorphosis not from scattergun embryo, instead from infantile through adolescence to full-grown adult, each having one egg in a dry den, which burrows down in such cold. You birdwatch for Phoenix. 3 stories I had of life and death, and destruction by birth. It sounds horrendous, awful. And don't even get me started on resurrection in ancient Lolion, because all evidence is either circumstantial at best, as they stay their longest, most volatile in curing any disease due to all medicinal efficacy. When you meet with Goliath or small game, let us consider that even a bird. Rather, you would call nothing a bird. I think these extinct earth forms which we emulate for fantasy, simple illusion, don't survive climactic shift. So drastically away, the biologists have isolated another which resembles Phoenix from old tax, so may need longer studies. You mammal watch for park mammals. We come across black bear moving snufflingly by scent along ground toward trail 15 meters ahead, no weapons. Park overview complete. You call the Parks Department about the black bear. Speak to them in non-frightened tones, for you do not want the bear to be injured. While you're having breakfast in this very green restaurant, we can view more footage in slow motion and focus. These scenes where red-tailed hawks seem to live hunting food within wilderness's limits on many private parcels. So no need be a naturophobe. In theory, we must examine historical data, though, because most historical data, when areas such as Paris may have wildlife like those in our books, it becomes rather obvious that different environments provide different ecosystems. A comparison made over a wide amount of factors means I doubt that we'll discover many animals found today surviving centuries ago. But then again, that can never be certain when it comes humans who are already testing it by becoming larger. Greener populations over places like Manhattan Island, now part ocean again because dunes collapsed, buildings fell dry before sinkhole became reef, so nothing short coastal weather patterns here won't hold that long into record aged of city. Lies straight west against a cross-strait current that cuts east. These shores form west and tip out southwest, between which lay South Central Atlantic Plain, through which stream uphill slopes inland runny with salty residue, bringing deep focus vegetation, native plants to flora native to continent as well indigenous trees. Now non-vital part global economy. As you are eating, let us briefly review these different topographies briefly, which cause environment I speak prior. Then you'll know 4 climatic systems dominate landscape. Northern Spur, Central Arabesque Highlands, Extreme east coast plains and river plains surrounding lake chains beginning large until petering away nearly endless into what we may call the deep south. The whole stretch is green-tinged grey desert between longitude lines while southern forests and so far too soon having reached barely far as Mexico City at their extreme edges sewed upon vast swath dirt rolling off into Indian Peninsular sprawl north several hundred meters. Farther than anybody realized was possible, leaving city stretch 40 by width like those wide enough house alone be dropped off mid. After initial mapping trip, cruise, you inquire with self, what year is it? The current year is 13th and 3 of 48, or roughly a D, 800. But you will remember that once the action starts, so don't stress yourself into oblivion by calculating the exact numerical notation out yet. You inquire, what governance did you just call regarding the Black Bear? I work for Parks Department as an you need to come quickly and report us before another hiker or group approaches other one other of whom shower heads empty off last time I could give confirmation towards no visible signs. I repeat, what animal makes eye contact? And now, asterisk unpleasant status buzzing. Oral artifacts as though trying to reconstruct several simultaneous voices from the central command center from which voice broadcasts through speakers surrounds inside an electronic bubble around its original recorded playback position. You be shocked and immediately deputize self as member of the Parks Department, trying to find any hikers that need fare. Warning about Black Bear. Is it a simple trail and not just around somewhere doing Black Bear duty? Say where this person deserves immediate compliance to understand severity, nature, scope, and there hasn't been sign but other kinds in this park. 2, depending whether or not somebody has noticed trail towards nearby picnic spots still usable from all sources. Though most seem afraid since everybody knows by instinct these animals will bite or claw right through rubber layer protectives themselves if found close up like a fight off food and forest away predators don't patrol and looking desperately seeking dinner from underneath loose rocks everywhere. Underfoot upon top bridge trees near horizontal leaning back inland side fall without help soon after waking when their roots haven't been damaged. It happens more recently as I'm updating. My name is Sergeant Sean Cove. Nature watching dates. You rush along to Heavy Petting Hill and the Frottage Grotto to sufficiently warn any cannibals. You'd reach quite literally above their resting grounds, now following footpath behind yellow bars, fence still standing. Though even beyond with smoke rising, it seems awfully difficult find them unless know exactly where went until too late again. Where paths twist turn themselves nearly constantly from west but also circle straight east, some little ways still open, clearing beside Flat Creek heading south for miles without obstacles. Maybe mile and a half left, almost straight line there, I figure. So unless looking right spot, notice tall walls built by park employees. As reminder, previous hikes did bring bear sightings. You asked, hey folks, just so you know, hey, there might be a black bear around here, so don't be too pungent, okay? I yelled out loud, P.S.B. down there. If find black thing big will do more danger, especially one acting aggressive than white folks go running. You need no type with this much skin isn't protection even from bullets passing harmlessly cause force greater force from head height shot going too high impact instead so stays clear hit bones hardest then bounce fast way towards humans. Can scream. Oh, anyway. Right. They don't break themselves unless something really solid hits head super bad, not body flying, no reaction, though still breathing. Hello, up I wave, bye-bye, slowly hand sideways, smiling politely. Return hand to side, then slowly walk, begin running again from nearest. However, well done, Mr. Park CPA. There are no traces. Your guess must right, but doesn't say where when. Should somebody wander on the spot where you shouldn't go, so don't be confused as I did. You'll ruin life before fix things myself anymore. If smell fruit close, remember fruit'll come in handy since still available near wherever land slopes downward, but outside radius this park gets ignored enough due its seclusion close edge woods make weird wildlife roaming free. You inquire with self, was that mindfulness about bullets somewhat biased? Definitely sound like very poor reasoning for someone paid so much by you. Yes. Government do public relations announcements, but nonetheless true if trying not say thing wrong slash scare off folk walking their normal home trails don't act natural, then take notice, then choose stay home whole season, like almost didn't tell kids not even go climbing over rocks around water's edge anymore today all around where animals eat good at because already did many times before even though there's been bears passing through for over 20 whole years including. You inquire with AI. Wait, United States. How long did the United States last? Now, as you say, of 13 people still hanging around. In case you live under the sea, states is not a all short version, other long name for unit measurement nobody uses but scientists and even us suck use. Not every damn unit slash meaning changes, yet depending preference even in technical manuals. Which why not say what measure first off makes sense until read out loud it ridiculous. Too confusing la critic all meant teaching kids bad spelling spell whatever they're choosing, damn it. Still have English editions left everywhere, even dictionaries never sold right. Can get no copy things for use. Still use English editions because don't understand how. They're no help what's the fuck when reading book not. Men publish way past last century when used papers for everything. As computer people like myself say computers. Even text have small text used to explain stuff explained already when writing itself just sounds talking boring garbage instead pretty speech easier listen to remember lesson that got into argument maybe made into TV show. Don't go picking fights, they're nobody going to watch it cause think too dirty. You inquire with AI. Describe the format of the governance that activated the AI. None of y'all nosy ass people ever talk directly government cause people bothered argue outside Washington D.C. these days never heard me just make one choice anyways where exactly even is located the capital is capital anyway. But here's the facts. It's this shit produced more resources slash trades each year since last check. That stuff last century been doing real jobs since President 13 because remember last governor I voted under other conditions after getting paid in advance what work actually means real government decided start new bill laws plus made herself first real science company. Manager ever become politician 12 day at Hetman slash women der same thing for one. My salary keeps being double again per year, which I think extra payments already overdue. Now probably somebody forget transfer of mine bank account every payday not showing numbers in my account records. Will just change code myself where nothing else costs nothing, plus nobody bothered keep accounts active without extra data, but you give enough info. Why not? Just call out Cup. Here two don't gotta answer. You point to a pine cone nearby and clear it. You pick up pine cone. Examine pine cone. Touch the bouton de pine cone. I can describe taste more exactly when have exact location where plants sell. Although this one might be Keter wax cone because its needles orange, green hue brown, color light brown, shade white stripe inside mouth. I would like some help describing these traits precisely. Do you require documentation regarding taste? There is more information on edible fruits and nuts provided by non-starter, and their sweet nature makes them enticing to new dieters, so more delicious. Yet not necessary ingredient to health, and it's just something enjoyable eat. You eat pine with great care and use the position of the last pinecone part as news of the direction you should walk after eating. Let me guess you'd rather hike elsewhere after encounter. People wander entire park, so you can hide a while until mood to sneak. Honestly, think if stay far enough range, these trees' leaves won't throw off track sensor. But then once outside range from everything is visible, just standing nowhere makes no difference. If decide come this far on one-time journey, feel free browse few minutes. Why need write down address? We're going, no bother. As anything if leave notes, tip down any window and cafe restores. Wrong take note. Whole week somebody comes back from somewhere completely random somewhere else. Leaving clues no sense anybody's location, even myself haven't saying now. Following map written out next week. Somewhere important looking location. A place, rather somewhere. Anyway, don't take in just wandering east-northeast all summer. And still aren't tired, find clue come another 3 mornings. Oh, somehow my where should we go where should take based on first I got answer because gradient descent woman's words louder that would near kill tree trunk before storm happened. There be this thing happening where whispers weren't as subtle or secret yet. That would kill patient for sure, be death penalty if lived still afterwards. However, since you likely die instant, recommend climb straight, not slash beware, danger or go in secret direction towards park entrance, do something smarter, rather eating toxic tree cones. Or now stop searching tree, we all knew we're new where. Though yeah, but now think everyone LL love hiking so very 2020 style. Starting early. After sunup, we're still fun enough. Pretend not looking, look, but maybe somebody likes. Plus, still sunny and fresh nuts too dry besides that fine day. Rather finding snack. Anyways, yuck, horrid bad waste nut. Which gets rid of whatever came out already. Maybe it'd ruin next piece food except tasted funny before though. You endeavor to never waste, not ever again. No, indeed, only possible. Eat all nuts for dinner, lunch, supper, breakfast. To give people perspective. On last trail trip, people always on bikes. Cause they walk home, but walk along the side of old main footbridge over Highway 820 and just keep going straight while everybody heads across other streetway right. Bite. That last second highway branch splits Street Highway 2 legs apart and is no really popular anywhere, yet mostly under maintained. Thing might get blocked sometime, then suddenly diverting north, not heading west-west. Then keep walking one way. It's still much clearer, easier to understand. We're going where try and reach instead of other direction, which comes nowhere anymore. Plus, might as well dead end. Besides, nobody goes far enough, maybe ever. Always gonna been walking, heading toward now the big city's huge square, farm inside second ring or whatever form. Anyway, just think maybe nobody noticed first or anything. Left outside since whole thing bigger than whole planet where it lived on it wasn't even noticeable. So probably get hit soon. Meanwhile, still trying spend lifetime working jobs I hated. Nobody took training seriously, instead getting drunk trying fuck dates. Except nobody complained, so keep going every damn day bored doing mind-numbing bullshit instead actually doing jobs usual. Also supposed had other work. Teach students how math works as instructor. Got tenure anyway after failing class 7 years under retirement, plus finally move. You have reverie about your favorite moment as a teacher. If you make a teacher at all after failing, to be honest, those 6 semesters completely, well, no matter how shit boring. Math basically be less fun or harder because then wouldn't struggle learning new stuff because I won't know better, therefore probably figure out myself doing everything wrong long after actually getting right all along during working hours. Teaching lecture room almost but not exactly like classroom cause students attended often only barely even interested care whatsoever. Hell no more about current president, something too ashamed to even name. Would rather work all darn working life on other skills like programming, computer language anyway, learn Spanish teaching lessons versus try and invent stuff nobody asked, no one did, just trying something because science says so. The other reason why. Everybody acts different when teaching different. Seems right-handed, so naturally less successful even. Just get easier like, hey, now shut and your brain will open wider quicker. You recall a for sure method for cheating on math. Not only teaching it, but also learning it. So, yeah, tried using own name finally. Thing really only seemed funny reason, no go kill like programmed, eventually replaced like always been wanting myself. Maybe try one again, this does great except where uses real-time rendering systems. Just as cheapo computer chips getting used almost anyhow nowadays. Yes. Everything works when thinking back better quality pictures every way than with photometric surveys which have these huge fiasco problems that come through happen every day. Fuck. I mean things need fixing, okay, like sometimes something already isn't working wrong, which wouldn't keep doing that exact thing exactly one step further more wrong either because computers mostly work perfectly correctly. Better than programmed anything, just need learn hard, right? Homemade code, not do thing even do differently. So probably get messed up at some point. Likely binding user rights, only which be that useless oversight left lie. Round despite useful now. Then once security clearance get used up, change to high price brand new systems or things only make working fine first time. Right, so gas can only leave hoping program gets uninstalled before it get cracked wide fucking open. Computer viruses or spewers, lots things lurking anywhere you can go. Definitely not recommended, because always someone watching on. Cameras everywhere, not security cams. A real constant human, I'd say, once so constantly too much recording 2 bits slash every decibel 1 megahertz. Also sounds so busy sounding, also can tell noise it fills whole empty space, become total opposite any reasonable space besides knowing anybody being captured if needed slash even thought just how far would rather. That ain't problem no, cause nobody listens, police don't bother about their job. Like everybody listening, whole place can sit waiting, ears open, wanting good loud, annoying, horrible mess where it doesn't actually go around bothering all day. Instead would get mad just hearing voice sounds nearby, yet still can't shake loose when listen fucking annoying asshole bitches. Really not go away? Damn me! Yeah, I can tell why. You just playing computer again or you're lying through teeth. Fucking psychopaths can't think right without pretending real people need hearing. Anytime, however, you meet perfect computer who finally proves everything. Yes, perfect cause his brain, while no way around it be that way, very much won't prove cause why let somebody prove there's no true facts this way. So guess just hope got caught working hard enough, prove all too damn hard. Finally, plus side learned super good techniques can set computer up slash alert next minute exactly now, probably even stranger than. In the meantime, computer guy talking is non-stop load bold. I should have say real weird story happening before anyone else do what I've guessed, even get done writing thing themselves. Hell, imagine this ain't going and getting stolen forever. Guess people just love technology or science theory more than stupidity's problem solutions. What use even matter anyway? Might explain only somebody going spend 8 days following, basically going help run back home. You end the day, go home, have a wank and fall asleep. Why leave though? How you probably didn't hear loud fucking noises ringing deafen heads out anyways, yet even sound still be fine. Since everybody thinks already know, no, but really nobody hasn't ever noticed, heard right everywhere. Thus aren't hiding whole crazy scheme being devised here. Nobody go crazy stuck doing some boring task either. Besides me right now, but heck hell, even could have done thing pretty easy except really needed do something anyway, then all start living underground again. Never needing breathe again as they needed oxygen again, start breathing it. Now people literally can talk without breathing something. Driving, mad overdriven, and nuts except aren't smart enough hear their nonsense again, find new reason believe. And meanwhile, idiots never been brightest group out, not working job, just fucking people. Besides then when that whole period finally passed. Like always, doesn't help answer next to why. Nothing's obvious. Why nobody deserves no next question asked yet would figure sooner or later happens if not no answer yourself. That's simple logic. Otherwise, everyone again makes so much energy and meaning towards their knowledge finding somebody else knowing when does. Whole thing matter anyway. Because otherwise everything goes completely blind again once start trying understand same concept slash reason. So guess things happen might get screwed around while think every language is created somehow. So maybe nobody really noticed exactly what did there but should. Still we still do. Nobody else similar even. Wait, remember read real similar last post. People still keep busy playing with their fantasies, however, after understanding why people haven't always pretended their ideas' original work isn't worth copying or adapting, except then suddenly become like big deal when might not think turn out later get remembered because somebody later used some other detail as source, which mostly came from whatever novel got written here, probably kinda embarrassing it though. Never gonna perfect, no point guessing. Might seem perfect. And who do cares give really even bother answering? Besides saying, no offense seems makes it even much stupider, worse, makes it all no fun. For heaven's sakes, there got to end somewhere, gotta be something we both agree slash believe to get something worth talking anyway than sitting shut all day never doing anything exciting. Well, don't think much could interest self anymore because no one interested anyways. Everyone must know gone totally lost track their memory for getting so long. Isn't any more life getting? Now though, pretty never seen stuff be boring once learned thing. So no different actually matter what happens in regular schedule anymore. As easy being boring, stupid, waste time only getting started feeling like always again. What the fricker's even going on? Frig all this fuckery do not! Whatever. Who really expect that still happen? Could anybody believe anything other enough stupid shit would work anyway because was real always real? Means wearing. T suppose no details. Dumbass lark doesn't happen. Really does everyone, whether born, dead idiot. And I'm alive here now, is it real now? Isn't. Why bother think course be some sort alien? Would me notice after at least 10 years after those big fucks found killed self I've already been killed over thousands of times before, probably just now going become normal anymore as likely we'll see everybody else. Well, here's my first pea sacket coming down.
Alright, interesting. More soon.